Oftentimes, I will eat 3 hot dogs, knowing that I'm full after 2, but I eat the third one usually for a good measure and just to prove to myself that I can do it. Um,
Almost made you love me, almost made you cry, almost made you happy, babe. Didn't I, you almost had me thinking you were turned around.
I have so much to discuss with you guys. I kind of want to talk about New York Fashion Week, but it was so long ago. I don't know if y'all are really going to care at this point, but I should have did that. I should have talked about that right after I got back. Just a quick little recap. It was fabulous. Like, y'all, New York is just so vastly different than a lot of other places I've been. And I didn't get to like document as much of it, but I really did have a fabulous time. You guys, that was my first New York Fashion Week. I didn't really know anybody. People over social media, but in terms of like, I didn't, like, it wasn't this thing. Like, I just was like, I want to go to New York Fashion Week. I've always wanted to go. I packed a bag, I styled myself, I put my clothes in my bag, and I went to New York. And I just like hit the streets. And you meet people when you put yourself out there like that, which I'm trying to do more. So I just want to say that to encourage anybody, if there's something that you've always wanted to do, girl, set your coins aside and go do it by yourself. Don't ever be afraid to pump through the scene. That's one thing I'm learning. I am not afraid to work a set alone. Girl, I will walk right up in the building by myself, and I'll meet and network with the girls when I get there. And if I don't, I'm still gonna have a fabulous time. I still feel awkward sometimes when I go certain places by myself, but I'm getting to that sweet spot where like I am really starting to have a good time. And energy is infectious. So if you're out somewhere by yourself and people see that energy, girl, the right people are gonna radiate to you anyway. Everyone can have their own sitcom in New York City that they're starring in. And sometimes you can be a guest star or they can guest star in yours. That's how I feel about New York. For a lot of the events, it's hard to tell if people are going to be dressed like a hoochie or if they're going to be giving high fashion chic or a mixture of both. Because there were definitely some events where I was like, okay, let's give chic, high fashion moment. And everyone in there is dressed like it's an early 2000s music video. And then there's other events where it's like, okay, I'm going to, legs out, eggs out. I'm gonna, city girl it up for this event. And then I get there and everyone's just a class act. Girl, can we start putting the dress code on the flyer? But you know what? I also think that's the beauty of New York is that it doesn't really matter. You can kind of serve whatever you want to serve. There's no one that's going to be there looking at you funny or whatever. You might feel funny, but no one's going to look at you funny. And as long as you're eating it, no matter what category you're dressed as, nobody can really tell you anything. Segueing off of that, I want to take a moment to get into the outfit, okay? This is an oversized blazer from your local Goodwill. This is a corset, okay? I want you guys to see this. This is a corset. It did have strings, but I cut them off. I really wish I didn't do that now. Now that I cut them off, I wish I wouldn't have cut them off. But, yeah, it's like a gray corset, and I'm wearing, like, these, like, dress pants. I kind of just put this together just to hop on here, so it's cute, business casual, darling. The next thing I want to talk about, this is a little bit deeper, and I do want to key in this conversation. Like, I definitely do want to key with y'all today. But this is something serious I kind of want to talk about. Recently, I had a conversation with a friend. We will call this person a friend. This person basically revealed to me that they feel like being queer, being gay or queer, is a choice. Now, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but this is somebody that I grew to have a lot of respect for and that I had around me in my space. Someone who knows who I am, someone who knows my struggles as being openly gay and a black man and a lot of the difficulties I face and things I've been through and a lot of those things I haven't even talked about on the channel or in public, at all because they are personal. And, it's important to just say some things for us. You know what I mean? They probably will make it in the tell-all book, should we ever get to that. But this person just basically knows me. You know what I'm saying? Knows me through and through. Knows what I've gone through and what I continue to go through to maintain and live free in this identity. And so I felt like for them to say it was a choice, and there might be some people watching this who think that being gay or queer is a choice, and I would highly encourage you to weigh in the comments. But when that person said that they believe that it's a choice, I don't even think they said they believe it's a choice. I think they just said it like it was a fact. Like, this is a choice. It's a choice. it really kind of hurt me. And I think the reason why it hurt me was because for you to know everything that I've gone through as a result of being gay and as a result of, fighting to live in my truth, how could you think that anybody would choose this? I know it looks good and it looks glamorous right now, but for the people who really think that this is a choice, like being gay is a choice, it's something you choose, like, who would actively choose to be discriminated against, to be fighting for their life, to be shunned and exiled and ostracized? Like, who would really choose that? I feel like people see like the fabulosity of it all and they see the pride, not understanding the pride comes years later, y'all. Like, remember when we used to say, it gets better, girl? Like, we're just now getting to the better, okay? But, like, for a lot of us, we're still waiting on it. A lot of the girls are still waiting on that better. And furthermore, the pride takes a lot of work to get to. I do not think that being gay or queer is a choice. Taking pride in who you are is the choice. And a lot of us have made that choice. And that is a great choice to make. That's a great choice to make. If you ask me, there's only really one way to go about that, presuming that you're in a safe situation and that you're in a place where you can, be prideful and be safe, right? But when he said that he thought that being gay was a choice, it just, I don't know. Like I said, people are entitled to their own opinions, but it just made me like I don't have anything to talk to you about anymore. And the reason why I wanted to talk about it on here is because I know that my viewers come from all different walks of, life. And I guess I just want to double down and I want to really make sure that people understand what we go through. No matter how glamorous it may look online, on the internet, or on Instagram, on TikTok, what I go through in my day-to-day life, okay? Again, not all of it is talked about or discussed because I'm a grown man. It comes with the territory. But I want to let people know that nobody would choose this. We are who we are, and we're choosing to be prideful in it. We're choosing to accept it, because when you don't accept who you are, everything goes wrong. Not only just in your life, but in the lives that are connected to yours, when you do not accept who you are. And so not only am I going to accept who I am, and not only do I encourage others to do the same, I encourage you to take pride in who you are. And I'm going to continue to do the same. And so when this person said this to me, it was like a bullet. But I'm glad that I know he feels that way. Now I don't have to be around him or talk to him about anything ever again. The talk of the town lately, I feel like, has been this Jeffrey Dahmer thing, and I have not watched it, okay? And you guys know I do love some dark, I love dark cinema, I love dark TV, but that's a little too dark, okay? That's not us. We don't do that. So, girl, he was just like targeting and eating black men, and that I don't want to watch. I'll just keep watching the TikToks and see what y'all got to say about it, but furthermore, this has me thinking about Armie Hammer. Armie Hammer is the older lead in Call Me By Your Name. I don't know if you guys remember Call Me By Your Name. Very controversial film. But Armie Hammer was accused of being a cannibal, like some months ago. Or I don't know if he was accused or if it was confirmed, but he was, I saw things in the interwebs about him being a cannibal, which opens up this conversation of cannibalism. Because my girls is not doing that. What I remember seeing is a text with Armie Hammer saying that he wanted to eat someone. I wish I will pull it up. How would you react to somebody if somebody said they wanted to eat me? I'm sorry, girl, I'm blushing. I might respond like, okay, what you gonna season me with? But that's until I realize that they're serious. At which point, I'm calling the police. Even though I don't want to watch Jeffrey Dahmer eating people, I do like to watch some dark things, and I feel like that my dark interest comes out in anime, like the Seven Deadly Sins, Bastard, Castlevania. If you know those anime, you know that they all have some things in common. And I don't know why I like that niche type of anime, girl, but I just do. So, sue me. I want to talk about pronouns really quickly. Or just, I guess, gender identity. Like a couple months ago, maybe it had to be a couple months ago at this point. I was at the club, and there was a woman who basically just came up to me randomly. Mind you, I was washed face. I was dressed very regular. I don't think I was really in my androgynous, non-binary bag this particular night. I was just dressed normal. And this lady comes up to me and she goes, "You're so pretty." And I said, "Thank you." I was kind of flattered because, like I said, it was giving washed face, like very natural, kind of just rolled out of bed, showed up to the club. And I said, "Thank you." And she goes, "You're welcome. Are you transitioning?" Girl, what? Why would you ask me that? I looked at her in her face and I was like, no. Mind you, this is a gay club. And this was like an older lady. Like, I don't know. She kind of was giving me vibes that she just kind of wandered in here, girl. Like, she just left Saturday night dinner. She went to Cracker Barrel and kind of was like, I'm not ready to turn it in yet. And just wandered up the street and ended up in a gay club. So, at first I was like, I don't know if you're in the right place. But that is not something you just go up asking people to. Now, I'm flattered that you think the face is, that you think, that jawline is cut like that and feminine. I'm flattered. I am flattered. But no, I am not transitioning. And I don't know how to, listen, I enjoy being as I am. Like, I enjoy this, like, androgynous, like how I kind of move across this. But I like that. I like existing in that plane. But I still never really know how to feel when people, like, inquire about my gender identity or want to know or make assumptive statements like that. Like, are you transitioning or, especially when I get it. Like, I get it. Well, not her asking that, but when people ask, like, what do you identify as and stuff like that, I get it because it's inclusive, right? And I'm all about that. That's what this whole movement is towards inclusivity. But I guess I'm just still getting used to it. Like, even at the gym the other day, mind you, I'm at the gym, dressed like a boy, very regular. And the guy at the gym who was giving me a tour of the facility, we were approaching the locker rooms to get a tour of the locker rooms, and he's like, "Can I just ask you, like, what are you?" He was basically trying to say, like, "What are you?" or like, "What do you identify as?" And I was like, I guess we do have to. I don't know. I do be feeling like non-binary sometimes, you guys, but that's a whole thing. Like, we have to. That's a whole thing. That's a whole thing. And I don't want to confuse certain people. So I just told him, he, him, his, girl. Let's just keep it simple. But I don't know. Is there anyone else who feel like you still feel... I mean, is it dysphoria? I don't know. I don't think it is. But I guess I'm just still getting used to that question and answering that question. On a serious note, I had taken a break from content. I'm sure if you guys are seeing this, you probably saw. I haven't really posted since I was in New York. And I took a break from content just because, like, I mentally have just been dealing with a lot. I'm on the up at this point, I think, but exhausting. I really am trying to be more intentional about the content that I create. And just to be transparent with you all, I really want this to become more of a lifestyle for me. I want this to kind of take over, and I want it to be... I want to start seeing more of a return on my investment. Because while I do love making this content, and I do love talking to y'all, and I love keying with y'all, and I love all of that, I want it to love me back, And while I do appreciate the followers and those kind of things, more than that, I appreciate the way I know my videos are affecting and reaching people and how it's making people feel. I care about that more than I care about the followers. And another thing I care about more than the followers is the opportunities, Like, I could really care less about the vanity of it all as much as I care about, like, what are the opportunities that are coming from this? And so I know that there's work that I have to do to ensure that, but I just have been taking a lot of time to think about that and what that's going to look like, what my content should be moving forward. Regardless, I appreciate you all's patience with me and your continued support. I always am grateful for the small corner of the community of the, social verse that I've carved out. And I like how, girl, we gotta stick together. We're the classics, darling. Make sure you guys, well, you know what to do. You know where to follow me. You know where to find me. Get into the look. This is fab. I ate this. See, I wish I had places to go. I be getting dressed just to make these videos, and then I take it all off and lay down, chat. But it saves me money. So, I love you. Thank you for watching. You know where to find me, and I'll see you in the next video.
Can't keep on